What's going on, people, and welcome to the very first Goalmouth podcast. My name is Smiv, and I'm really proud to be doing this alongside former England goalkeeper David James. Now, over the next few weeks, we're going to have some fantastic guests from the footballing world, but also my scene as well, the YouTube scene. Talking of which, this content will be sitting here on YouTube. You'll be able to see lots of little bits and pieces, but also, if you want it in your ears, you want it on the go, then head over to Spotify and search for the Goalmouth podcast. Now, in this one, we've got a fantastic guest for you today. In fact, it's one of English football's hottest prospects. It's Brentford's Ivan Toney, who was on top form, by the way, because he's a bit of a Liverpool fan. Liverpool were playing Spurs at the time, who were my team, and despite them being on, decided to record this still, and we had a good old laugh, so fair play to him for that. And obviously a big shout out to Utilita Football, have made this all possible as well, so make sure you go and follow them, subscribe, all that good stuff. The chances are they may have something to do with your football team. They're partnering with over 20 British football clubs up and down the country. Heck, they even partner my series, the On the Road series, which is obviously something that I'm very passionate about, going to games every week and experiencing different places. But with all that stuff out of the way, here's what happened when me and DJ sat down with Ivan Toney. Hello, mate. Welcome to... It's quite funny because obviously you've got interests in Liverpool, Dave. Ivan, you just told me you're a Liverpool fan. I'm a Spurs fan. Tottenham Liverpool, at the time we were recording this, is on, and Sonny's just put Spurs 1-0 up. So I've just switched it off because, like, we've got the Championship's joint top scorer here with us, so it'd be rude for us to just watch a game. Maybe we could come back and we'll just like watch a game with Ivan Toney someday. That'd be a good one. But until then, we'll try and ease the pain of you going 1-0 down. But are you going to keep it on there? You're going to keep us updated, yeah?
I'll try my best.
You're excused, Ivan. You're excused. If your eyes start wandering over to this TV screen.
Well, Mane's just missed a sitter, then Son goes and scores, so I think I might switch off myself in a second.
Okay. Yeah, turn it off. Concentrate. Oh dear. Wow, this could be interesting. This could be very interesting.
Yeah. Are you a bit of a Liverpool fan, Dave? Considering your time there, do you become a fan of a club that you've sort of spent so much time with?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's a good question to me, and I wonder how Ivan feels about it as well, because to be a fan, by definition, and I get a little bit pedantic, is fanatical. To say that I'm a fan of any club is wrong. Do I support Liverpool? Yes, I do. Do I support Man City? Do I support Portsmouth? Do I support Liverpool more than other clubs? Yeah, because I spend a lot of time covering them, and a lot of my friends, especially abroad in Asia, are big Liverpool fans. So I kind of inherited the sort of the fan side of that support, I think it's fair to say. Okay. What about you, Ivan? Because you've had a few clubs.
Yeah, I feel like you just tend to look out for the teams that you've been at, really. It's one of them ones like you still want them to do well even though you're not there. And I think...
Seriously?
No, of course. Like, I left Peterborough, I still want them to get promoted and end up in the Championship.
What about Newcastle?
Yeah. I won't comment on that one, but yeah. Listen, I want them to do well. I want them to stay in the Prem, but if they don't, then...
Just imagine their position was sacrificed for Brentford's.
Yeah. Be good, eh?
Well, I've got some good news for you Liverpool fans. That was chalked off. It was offside. So 0-0. I'm tired.
Decent.
I'm not watching it. I'm not interested.
Hang on a minute. That's bad news for my fantasy team.
Do you do fantasy football, Ivan?
No, I actually don't, you know. I've done it last year, and then when I started losing, I just lost interest and just left it as it was. So, and all the boys like put a tenner in the pot, and I think I just threw free money out the window.
I was saying last time I was on, I normally get to about November, and if I'm doing bad, I'll just stop, and that's most seasons. So I'm doing terrible this year, but I'm still going. So
I changed my team, man. I had to change my team.
I spent so many points on transfers before I knew that you actually gave away points. It was ridiculous, and you didn't even know you could do transfers, David. So
no, I was looking at the team, and half my team was injured or not playing. I was thinking, how does anyone else get points? Anyway, forget that.
Yeah.
Listen, you're actually not the only one. I was like that last year, but then someone told me you can take them out and put them in. But I was like, 10 points, 10 points away off them. But
it's a lot of effort.
Yeah,
there's some big headphones. Are you a bit of a gamer? Do you like your game?
You know this. No, I'm not a gamer, but these are actually the only headphones in my house that fits into my laptop.
Oh wow, okay.
So these are I play FIFA.
Bit of FIFA, yeah. Well, this is what
FIFA,
we was
going to do.
We was going to do a few questions around yourself and some teammates quickly, just some quick fire ones. And one of them was actually you have to pick one teammate to win you a game of FIFA for £100,000. Who you're picking? So it won't be you. You've got to get someone to represent you. Who's the best in the team?
Well, to be fair, Vitaly and Brian, they both talk about FIFA a lot, and like they are keen on it. I think Brian streams or something. So
Yeah,
I would say, yeah, and I'd say Weekend League he gets quite a lot of wins. He brags about it. So I'd say Brian and Bruno.
decent.
But Vital does say like he doesn't cheat, but he kind of like tactically plays his games, because obviously all the good players play it Friday night and Saturday, and all like the not so good players play Sunday night. So he tends to play all his games Sunday.
You're a Sunday guy.
But it's a bit of a tactical one.
Oh man,
David, you talked about computer games earlier, or last time we had a chat. What was the games that you were playing?
Strumpf, I was talking about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I used to so
Ivan's like, nah.
I have no clue what that is, but
I think they've revamped it. But there was we used to play a game called State Soccer. I can't remember what it was. It was on the Nintendo NES. NES? And same as NES. SNES. SNES. I think it was a NES before the SNES. I don't know, because it was super. We used to play that, and it was easy because it was against a computer. So I'd just sit there, and if you got 25-0, you try and get 26-0 next game. You knew where to shoot and all this stuff. Then my kids, my oldest son's a little bit older than you, Ivan. So I'd let him get to 9-0, then I'd beat him 10-9, which is nice. You know, I'm that kind of dad.
Yeah.
Come on, son. Hey. And then one day he beat me. And that was it. I stopped playing.
Game over, yeah?
Because you lost.
Dude. See, it's not real, son. It's not real. What are you going on about? Yeah, but and now, I mean, what you're saying there, now he'll be playing FIFA, and every now and then, two of them, because my youngest son's 21, they'll be playing FIFA like that, and I'd just jump in. Let me have a go, son. They do you 10-9. Oh man, I don't play them. I don't play them. I embarrass them because they do substitutions, formations. I just go, just put the team on. I'll play.
Just
doesn't
get on
work.
with it. Yeah, I lean more towards that. Just get on with the game. But there was another question we had. Brentford are entering a 4x100 metre relay. You need 4 runners. Talking about speed. Are you in there?
You know what it is? I'll put myself in there because when it's time to run, like I can get moving. It'll take me a while, but I can get moving.
Okay.
So I'd put myself in there. I'd put Rico has to be in there. Rico's quick. Although it's a strange one because Josh Da Silva is quick. Is quicker with the ball than without. So it's a bit of a strange one.
Yeah.
So
just give him a ball.
Give him a ball to run with.
Smith, do the rules include footballs? I mean, there's no reason why he can't run his 100-metre leg with a football without a football. Or with a football.
I know I'm the adjudicator. It doesn't mention anything about footballs. I'm just going by the script. I
have to put myself in there. Can't throw myself out of it. I'll put myself in there.
But what
the others can make up. The others can give me a little lead, so I can just cruise through the finish line.
Right, yeah, full
So I'd say me, Rico, Sergi Canos, he's quite quick, and Brian's up there as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's a strong 4. That's
pretty strong.
3/4.
Well, I'm sure any Brentford fans watching this, they can comment below on what they think.
Yeah.
But, obviously, you
They
joined
might
this
have something to say.
Yeah. How have you settled in? Obviously, this is your first season here. How's it been?
Yeah, it was actually quite easy to settle in. Like I feel like everyone, not just the players, the staff, everyone around there. Like when you pull in, the people at the gate, they're all welcoming, like hello, like correctly, and obviously that's always key to have. You don't want someone working at the gate just go in that way. Like they greet you correctly with like the body language and things like that. And it's the whole place. Everyone's body language is correct and greeting you the right way, and that's key if you want to be at the top and be like the best team really. And I think that it was quite easy settling in. Obviously, the first few games, I wasn't the best. It didn't really start how I wanted it to start, but the manager, the players were still like, it's coming. Like, you don't need to beat yourself up about missing chances or doing this. Like, me personally, I do that because I know I'm better than missing these chances. But they're like, listen, you just get the next one, then we forget about the one you've missed. And they've all been like that, and it's obviously good to have going into a new team and being like a new person, new faces around the building. And they've all helped me with coming in so easy and just getting down to business.
I've got to ask a question here. So we were talking while you were changing your web provider. We were talking about Brentford and their sort of their statistical analysis, recruitment sort of ethos. Are you a stats man?
Yeah, I have to be a striker. Have to be a stats man.
How many goals have you scored in your professional career?
Oh, test.
I'm going to say roughly, I don't know, because not so long ago I scored my 100th career goal. So I'm going to say around 112, 111.
112. Okay.
Have you got the answer, David, or are you just...
No. Right.
Yeah, so I had the answer there. I thought he was going to tell me like...
No, because I'm saying professional cricket. I mean, this is very sort of loose in a sense, because I've got a scouting website which I use when I do my homework for TV stuff. So I downloaded 66 of your goals.
Oh,
nice.
Right. Yeah. Now with stats, so right. Well, I mean, with regards to the whole stats, is always going to be wrong, but because I haven't got all your goals. But one thing that amazed me was the percentage of headers. You scored
quite high.
By my reckoning, it's around sort of 25% of your goals are from your head.
the old bolts.
That's a good stat, I think.
Would that be about right?
Yeah, because my early days in my career, I think I was a bit concentrating too much on crosses coming into the box. Obviously, being in like League Two, and it's all about crosses and things like that. But as going up higher into my career, I'm starting to get a lot more tap-ins. So
yeah, there was a few tap-ins in there as well. Yeah, because the way that I was watching them was in sort of backward order. So at first it was like a couple of penalties, and I was thinking, oh, that's why he scores so many goals. Because all he does is takes penalties, and you actually haven't scored. You haven't scored that many penalties.
No, I don't really get penalties. Like the teams I've been at, I've kind of got bullied off of penalties. So
what?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, all right then, leave it to the people that can score them. But yeah, I'll bank on the tap-ins. Tap-ins and back post headers.
They all count, mate. I've got some stats here. I've got your season stats here, which are pretty good. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you think you're doing. I've got these stats from FOTMob, our friends. You played 2,079 minutes, which equates to... You got 16 goals, which equates to 130 minutes per goal. 16 out of your 16 goals have been inside the box. So... We mentioned headers and tap-ins. That's it, mate. That's it. 4 of which have been by the head. 1 with a lefty and 11 with the right. So I'm guessing you're right-footed, aren't you?
Well, I would say my head, but yeah, right-footed.
But yeah, man.
I'm flicking through these goals in my head. Sorry, Smiv. I'm flicking through. I'm trying to remember that. Yeah, I've watched 66 goals. Hang on. 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. Oh, it's actually, do you know what? Sorry, there's my stats. So I was adding them up. It's probably more than 66. Anyway, but the outside the box, there was a couple of direct free kicks. You don't do free kicks either.
I get bullied off them. It's one of them ones. The manager screams on. I'm putting it down, thinking, yeah, I've got this. Right, just compose yourself. Next one, I hear someone screaming to the right. Give it so and so. I was like, all right then.
So it's not the players. You're getting bullied by the manager.
By the manager, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought, right. I thought it was one of your teammates just going, "Hang on, get off." And you
nah. That can't happen. It's only if the manager starts screaming, then that's how you know. He hasn't seen me take a free kick, so it's alright. I'll leave it to someone else.
So I've got. Sorry, Smith. You got all the questions, but I've got another question. So the interesting about the headers. Have you been like when you were younger at school? Say, were you in athletics?
Yeah.
What was your discipline?
A high jump.
I knew it.
That's what I done.
How high did you jump?
Mad.
I think it was actually like 100 and...
Be careful, be careful.
No, at the time, it was my height. And when I went athletic, I was like 170 centimeters.
170, okay.
Yeah. And at the time, we went to athletics. There was one time we went to athletics.
Sorry, the only reason he's asking is because we had a chat last week, and I said to David, "You're pretty tall. Did you do high jump back in the day?" He was like, "Yeah," and he nearly became. It was going to be your chosen path, wasn't it?
Well, it was high jump or football.
Yeah. He's sizing you up at the moment, basically. That's what
See, Ivan, I was watching you in these videos, and I was like, "Man, that guy can jump."
I can jump higher now. 100%.
Yeah. That's what I said to you, Smith. I left school, did an apprenticeship for a year, and then went back and jumped 2 meters after I'd left school. So it was kind of like I got stronger. And I was just watching you come through the box, I was thinking, that guy jumps. And you've answered the question. Fantastic. Man.
There was a keeper, I'm not too sure of his name. He was when we played Chesterfield, I was at Scunthorpe. There was a header. Well, he was coming out to collect it. I think he's about 6'7", 6'8".
Cool.
And I beat him with my head when he obviously can use his hands to the ball, which is, I don't know how I jumped so high. Everyone thought it was a foul, but it was a fair challenge.
No, I was impressed. I am impressed. It's true. I was watching through and I was just like, oof. I mean, the guy might now and again score from outside the box. One with your left foot, from what I saw, which was maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
One left foot for outside the box. It wasn't a free kick.
That probably was ages ago. Can't remember the last time I took a shot outside the box.
Oh, man. But the header's fantastic. Sorry, Smith. I had to go into that one because I've just...
Listen, we're here...
Buzzing around him.
We're here for the
time. You wanted to make sure I didn't jump 2 meters, that was all.
What if you just said this conversation would have ended straight away? Don't worry about that.
I'm going. But, no, I actually want to see Ivan Toney versus David James in a high jump contest. Like, I'm pretty sure when COVID is over and we can all get back together, we need to make this happen. Do we agree?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
One of us two is in their mid-20s. One of us is 50.
I think that's the excuses you're hearing now.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I'm hearing it too.
Got a bit of a calf strain as well down my thigh.
Oh dear. So what I was going to say is obviously you kind of made a name for yourself at Peterborough. That was the big one, wasn't it? I actually had the pleasure of watching you against AFC Wimbledon. And you didn't score that day, but I was watching you.
We lost 1-0. Not the best game to watch.
You won 3-2. It was Madison and Moisa, I think it was.
Oh, that was at home. Oh, at home, okay.
Yeah. But you just linked up really well, and obviously you missed a couple of chances, but I thought, this geezer, he knows what he's doing, because, I watch the Premier League and that, but I get around and I watch other different clubs, and obviously we went to Peterborough that day, and everyone was saying, Ivan Toney, trust me, he's going to be the next big thing. And obviously you got your move to Brentford, and you mentioned it didn't start as well, but you come across as quite a confident guy. With the stats that you took from Peterborough, and obviously Brentford doing their thing with stats, and they're going to be expecting you to replicate that at a higher level as well, was there a pressure of upping the levels, but obviously trying to give back the same sort of performances?
I don't think it was... There may have been a bit of pressure. Obviously, everyone knows what Brentford are paying this much money for a striker. There's goals to be obviously expecting to be coming in, but I didn't really feel the pressure such, because I felt like obviously I've done it at Peterborough and I know I can score. I know I can score goals. I get myself in the right positions, and I know the players around me can put the ball in the right areas. Whereas I scored 24 goals in the league last season, and that was the season was cut short. So coming to Brentford, obviously you check the strikers over the years they've all scored goals, and it's not a coincidence. Obviously the style of play Brentford gets the strikers goals. You just got to get in the right areas and put them in the back of the net. And I felt like coming to Brentford, there was a bit of pressure, but I was just excited. The excitement took over the pressure. So I just wanted to get started and get involved in the team. And sometimes, well, as a striker, any striker would tell you, the first goal's always the hardest one to get. Because you're trying so hard to start like flying and things like that. You start doing things that you don't normally do, like taking an extra touch or just silly things like that. Little things, little things like that make a big difference. And then me and my dad, we always watch back games and talk about chances. He just keeps saying like, "What do you think you've done there? What do you think you've done there?" Like he's saying, "You're trying too hard. Just relax. The goal will come." Like there was chances I missed at Huddersfield beginning of the season where I was taking an extra touch and trying to like pass it in the corner where any other game I'd shoot first time and it'd be a goal. And he's just saying, keep doing the right things, the goals will come. And then I got the penalty at Millwall, and then from then I just kept getting the right positions and scoring goals. So it was good.
Sick. So you're happy, yeah? You're in a good place right now? You feeling good?
I'm not happy. Obviously, I could have been scoring more goals, but I'll take it.
Yeah, because I think was it Ollie Watkins that was at Brentford before that he's moved up gone to Villa, and you've come in to sort of fill that spot. But I think you're doing it, obviously, and hopefully we'll be seeing you as a Premier League striker next year.
Well, yeah, if we hit the target that I'm looking for, then we've got a great chance of being a Premier League football club.
Have you got a target? As in personal goals tally?
Yeah. I set myself 2 targets. Obviously, one mid-season, like halfway point, and one at the end. And
you're on target?
I've gone past the target at the moment.
Oh.
Have you readjusted the second target?
I actually have, yeah. I have. So
we'll have to.
I want to set the standard high and set the bar high. I think the record in the league is like 31 or something, 32.
Is it?
Well, yeah,
something up there, something like that. I think Glenn Murray might have hit, or Jordan Rhodes, one of those.
Jordan Rhodes.
Really?
Wow.
Is it, I thought it'd be more than that, considering obviously the Championship had more teams and more games. But yeah, it's definitely achievable.
I think it is that. I think that might be League One. I'm not too sure. One of them. I think it is a Championship. Okay. Championship is.
So your bar is basically the record. That's good.
You're trying to get out of me. I hear it. I like it.
No. Tony, I'm sorry. What you said there about being a striker and getting that first goal. I mean, I had that situation when I joined Liverpool. It was from a goalkeeping perspective. You want your first clean sheet, and I played I think 12 games with no clean sheets, and then got bombed. And it was kind of like every game, like you're taking the extra touch. I was going in that position where it was kind of like I didn't want to make that go for that cross, or I didn't want to do this. Yeah. And you start, and then it didn't happen. Got bombed outside. It took I think 6, 7, 8 months before I got my first clean sheet. I wasn't playing all that time, of course, but penalty save against Paul Merson at Highbury, 1-0 win, and it was just. I'm here.
Just different story now. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I can keep clean sheets. I'm not as bad as I thought I was. So interesting. But I didn't have a chance to set records. Ray Clements had the record of 14 goals conceded in one season.
What was yours? What was your best?
Just a few more than that. I'd put it this way, I'd already not broken the record by halfway, but don't worry about it. Going back to you, Ivan. Sorry.
What was your? Obviously, you was a Liverpool fan when you was younger, Ivan. Was David James your goalkeeper at that time? Was that the era that you was watching, or?
To be fair, I actually did used to watch him.
What?
Yeah. Wait, you when that game you actually went up top?
No, you're 24, yeah?
Yeah.
So, no, I'd leave. Yeah, you weren't watching me. I'd left in '99. I went up top for Man City.
Man City, that was it must be the clips then I've seen.
Yeah,
I see you up top, and I read a story on that actually about the manager at the time,
Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, I read a story on that.
Yeah, somewhere in training, he must have seen something I never did and thought that it was worthy of going up top. Yeah. Anyway, we move on.
From that. Obviously, at the rate that you're scoring goals at the moment, do you think a potential England call-up could be had? Is it something that you've set your sights on, like an international career at some point?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Obviously, I would always want to represent my country. You never said never. And if I keep doing the right things, if I keep scoring, then who knows? You got to give yourself a big chance, and you have to aim high. And obviously, that's something I want to do. I want to be playing in the best league, for the top team, and representing my country at the highest possible level. And if I aim for that, if I fall just short, then I'm sure it'll be all right and still make a good career.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not your agent. I'm not, but as I say, I've watched lots of clips of lots of players, and players score goals, whatever. Strikers score goals, but that jump is a tool that I do not see many players having. Sorry, I'm just saying. I mean, the fact is, the first time I had a conversation for you, and we're recording it. I look at you as and what you offer, because you can finish. You're talking about confidence. I mean, some of your finishing is just like, seriously, why is he shooting from there? It's kind of, and it goes in. I mean, granted, I saw all the goals. I have got a file which is about an hour and a half long of all your shots, but I haven't watched that. I just thought I'd just see the good stuff. But anyway, the leap, man. If you're competing with goalkeepers for crosses, how many Premier League strikers do you see competing for goalkeepers with a header for crosses?
And the thing is, like, refs always protect keepers, and officials always protect them. But I feel like I can actually challenge them in a fair way and win the ball.
Seriously, man, it is. There was a guy who played for. If you can't remember. He played for Liverpool. You're not going to remember this guy played for Germany. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Oh, wow.
Was this the collision, Italy versus...
no, that was Schumacher, the goalkeeper. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge was he's like the head of German football, I think he was.
Oh, right.
I saw him when I was a kid, heading a ball level with the crossbar. So he's jumped up, bang, and he's headed a goal level with the crossbar. And it's just like, wow, who is this guy? Do you know what I mean? He became, I think he won the Ballon d'Or a few times. Anyway, sorry, Ivan, I was just glorifying what I saw today, and I just think that, yeah, why not? I mean, if you're going to get promoted with Brentford, perfect. Of course, you're challenging Luton, you're challenging Watford, you're challenging Bournemouth. They're kind of my teams, but if you get promotion with Brentford, you're going to be there in the Holy Land of the Premier League. If not, then just keep scoring goals, man.
Yeah.
Just do you. You mentioned referees there, Ivan. Some notes here around Brentford that they missed out on promotion. You weren't there then, obviously. It was 90 minutes away, and the analysis was that Brentford were just too nice, and apparently the scouts for yourself said that you managed referees. So.
The thing is, obviously, yeah, my manager before actually did say that I'm not chirpy. I'm like, I get my point across.
Yeah.
So
how
obviously,
like
that? That's very important. Like,
yeah.
Refs obviously don't like people effing and jeffing at them. So it's like you talk to them in the correct manner. Right, so if someone's screaming at you, you're not gonna want to talk to them. So you need to just talk normal and just obviously have a bit of banter with them. But like, there's things like, let's say, if the opposition's screaming at the ref, you just got to throw little comments like, "Ref, he can't talk to you like that." And you just get some thinking, like little comments like that. But yeah, I get my point across, and I like to try and not. Obviously, the ref's there to do the job. He controls the game, but I like to try and help.
That's like me. Like, if we're on a Sunday league level and you can see the other team are just going in, you just think, okay, we can get an advantage here. If we're nice to him, or we just, give him a thumbs up and just do as we're told, it's gonna play into our hands eventually. So, do you speak to the ref before the game? Like, as you go out, do you have a little, do you get in his ear and just sort of? Yeah,
you got to do that. Even with the fourth officials, even with the fourth official and the linesmen, you just gotta. Like, it might be a tight call, and he might just put his flag. Oh, it was rude earlier, or just a little aggressive, and just
yeah.
When it's close, he might give you the benefit of the doubt. You don't know, but you just got to try them little ones.
So that's part of your preparations. Do you have any other preparations that other players might not do? Like when you wake up in the morning, do you have any like superstitions or something before a game that I've got to do this if I'm going to perform to my normal self today?
Well, before the game, normally I always put my right boot on first, and then my left. Like I have to sort the right boot before I sort the left. It's just a thing I do, really.
I think there's some scientific proof on that.
Oh, is there?
No.
But yeah, I tend to do that, and I tend to pray before.
Yeah.
And then just get in the zone really after all that, and before that as well. Just listen to music to hype yourself up.
Yeah. What's your music?
To be fair, the music I put in the changing room, people kind of batter me. Like you got the older heads really like want a bit of a mixture, which I can produce, but sometimes you want like a bit of a house mix to get you going. Like,
yeah. Hang on, older heads.
Well, I'm getting to the older parts.
You mean those 27-year-olds?
Yeah, I'd say that. But yeah, now I go into the game. I'll put my own music on in my headphones. It's a bit of like rap music, grime. Like you put Ambush, Fredo, these rappers like that just get you going, and Young Bane, rappers like this.
I'm nodding my head. I'll be honest.
Millions.
But you know this, don't you, Dave?
No.
And I do throw in the odd Darnell Jones with John B as well.
Oh yeah, I do actually know that one.
That's it. David might know them. No.
Listen, I DJ. My decks are behind me. I'm in house music. I'm in a hardcore, whatever, classical music, but rap. I used to listen to rap when rap was new, and that I'm showing my age in that sense. I used to DJ, and I just went off it for a point, and so all those names I've heard them in different variations of different forms from probably rappers from 20 years ago, somewhere down the line. But I get it. I mean, the music before the game is key. Talking about rituals, I mean, just being in, as you say, getting in that zone. And whoever, yeah. I mean, just to go off on one of my anecdotes, England, if they don't like it in Brentford, you might be right in England. So the England change room for the World Cup in 2006, we had a playlist. So every player contributed one record, one track. Mine was Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in D minor, which is 24 minutes long, classical music. And the only time that I got to play it was when we got knocked out.
Wow. To cheer everyone up.
Literally, the change room was empty, and I just went, sod this, and I put it on, and I just sat in the change room listening to it. It was like, okay, my song got played.
Yeah, every cloud, eh? Every
yeah.
So obviously we've got right boot, left boot, music, praying, get in the referee's ears and fourth officials. Introduce yourself. That's Ivan Toney's preparation. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Decent. David, what was yours? Obviously, you had music, and was there anything else you did that was a bit? Do you have anything?
The reason I was laughing when you were talking about doing the right boot up, so I put my amateur psychologist head on. It's all about a ritualistic behaviour. So there's an association with, if I do my left boot today by accident and I score a hat-trick, or if I do my left boot and I keep a clean sheet, that's what kept the clean sheet. And then you start doing your left boot rather than your right. And I was at Liverpool, and it started off quite harmlessly with doing up my right boot, put my right glove on, then going to the toilet, not talk to anybody, spit in the toilet, and seriously, I got to a point where it was nearly 48 hours long. Seriously, honestly, it was like I can't even look at them, can't even talk to them. And this started 2 days before the game. So, and then it got, my performances went downhill, and then I realised there's a problem here. I just need to forget about it, put my boots on, put my gloves on, go out and play, control the controllables, and things got a lot better. So yes, I did have some Ritualistic behaviour. Music, though, is always key. Driving in the car, sitting in the changing room, headphones on. It might be Beethoven. It might be one of the new rappers like Jay-Z or someone like that.
Just a quick one, actually. With keepers, like there was before games, the keepers like to hold the ball and like feel the ball.
Oh man, there's someone's been sharing it with me, or some people have been sharing it recently. I used to sniff the ball before the game.
I was about to say that. Yeah, I see that clip.
Oh, you seen it?
What?
Yeah, but, right. Yeah, but
what? I want you to talk through that, please.
You're not going to get this, right? Because as I don't know if it's a goalie thing, but when you got new gloves, they had a new smell. I mean, if you pick up next time you put your new boots on, have a sniff of them, and they've got that new smell, like a new car, whatever. So with gloves, it was like, smell fresh. And the match day ball is brand new. You know, you train all week with the old ball, and the match day ball is brand new, and it was just like, I just love that. And we were playing. We were playing well then. I used to get away with it. Because when you're playing bad, then it's not a good feeling. Oh, mate.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't want to ask. I was just
because I see that clip, I just thought, what could he actually be smelling? But he said it there.
I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you get a chance, just get a referee. Now you're best mates with all the referees.
Just on a sly
say,
one.
can I have a quick sniff?
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Make sure you don't get it filmed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I often see? When the two teams come out now. I think it might. I don't know if they do it in the Championship. I'm not saying, but in the Premier League, the ball's in the middle, especially on televised games, and the two teams walk past the ball, and then the ref grabs it at the end. I just want one of the players to grab the ball first, so that refs come out and look a little bit. Do they do that in the Championship?
Nah, refs kind of think, go on, get the ball, ready, get going. Yeah, you do it, kind of thing.
Okay, well, when you're in the Premier League next year, hopefully. Can you just grab the ball before the ref?
I might get booked. I don't know. Refs might get onto me.
Yeah, no, but like you say, be your cheeky chappy and give it back to him afterwards, and have a good old laugh.
I'd have to be scoring a few first before I do that.
We always like to have a little nod towards grassroots football. What are your memories way back when? When did you start playing football? When was the first time you sort of kicked the ball and got into it?
I used to play out the front of because where my mum lives, like right on the front is like a park, Eastwood Park in Northampton. Right outside, like all the older lot, like my cousin, they'll all be playing there. I'd be like 9 or 10 at the time, and everyone else would be like 16, 17, 18, going on to 20. And I'd be playing with my cousin. Obviously, my cousin's team, he would be looking after me, and I'd be able to be like looking after myself against these older people and bigger players, and everyone used to be like, he can play, like you should get him into football a lot more and things like this. And at the time I was like getting into like a Sunday league team, which is Soccer Stars, and then it just started from there really.
So you're from Northampton?
Yeah.
Have you been to Billings Aquadrome?
Aquadrome, yeah, it's not far from my mum's place.
Have you been there?
Yeah. Well,
yes.
the park, the fun rides and that.
Oh man, I camped out there when I was 15 with my family.
That's what we used to do actually. We used to go there like near enough every weekend and just go on the rides and just go around there and chill up there.
Billing Aquadrome. There you go, Ivan. High jumper, Billing Aquadrome. I mean, it's truth.
We used to get
Premier
a bus
League. Huh?
Yeah, we used to get a bus to there, and then when it was late at night, because we used all our money on the fare, we'd have to walk all the way home.
Oh no!
So we risked our last £1.50 for an extra ride instead of getting back.
How far was the walk?
It was a good 25, 30 minutes, but it was all together as like a group of us, so it wasn't too bad.
That's nice. Oh, Billing Aquadrome. See, Ivan, Smiv, you don't know of Billing Aquadrome, no?
No, I'm from Essex, mate, so I don't. I've been to Northampton, but I literally went in to watch a game at Northampton and come back out. So,
next time you're there, turn left instead of turning right. Billing Aquadrome. I don't know if it's still happening. I don't know if it's still happening.
Yeah, it's actually still about, I believe. I think it's still about.
Oh, fond memories.
Oh dear. So obviously you've gone from just playing with friends and cousins and that, and at what point did you get into Northampton? Was there a bit in between that? Was there a school team that you played for, or how did you get scouted to become part of Northampton setup?
When I was at Soccer Stars, I actually got signed for Leicester.
Okay.
I went to Leicester at the age of 13. 13 to, let's say, about 15.
Right.
And then there was a game we played against Northampton. And I think the Northampton guy said, if anybody gets released, like, let us know or get them to get in contact kind of thing.
Mm.
So then when it comes to the time of getting a scholarship at Leicester, they sacked me off. I think it was the kit man at the time just said, he kind of leaked it out and said, you're not getting a contract kind of thing. So it was kind of like, wait a second, I was a kit man though before I know.
Yeah.
But then,
Wow.
it come around, I wasn't getting a scholarship. And then from there, I didn't really, I was actually like, obviously I was gutted, but it was just kind of like, I'm not really fussed with football now. I want to just kind of chill and do something else. Yeah. And like the guy at Northampton was adamant on getting me in for a trial. It was like, you should come down, get going. I was just kind of like obviously after getting released, it's just kind of like, it's a trial. It's not certain. It's not something that's concrete. It was kind of 50-50. But in the end, I ended up going. And then I was on trial there for a while. And then trials normally say trials last 4 weeks. It ended up being 6 weeks. Then it was to 7 weeks. It kept on getting pushed back. So it's kind of like they just wanted me to train or something for what? So I kept on playing, and then it was scholarship time. All the boys knew they was getting scholarships, and I'm still training for a scholarship. And all the others, I think there was 2 others that was trying to get a scholarship. So there's 3 of us fighting for this last place. And then obviously everyone's buzzing, they got a scholarship, talking around, and I'm thinking, are they gonna pull me at any minute and say I've got it or not? Because I'm just waiting around, and it's like I don't want to do this. But then come the final day, I remember it was a Friday, and a Saturday was the deadline day, and they still hadn't told me nothing. Friday night, I'm just there what's going on? So everyone goes in on Saturday, and they message me, can you come in the morning? I had an hour notice. I was like, can you come in? I'm thinking they must want to give me a scholarship, because that's the only thing they could be saying. Unless they're dragging me all the way in this time to say, we're not giving you one. No. I think that would be cruel. But yeah, they done that, and they was like, you're getting the last place. You're getting the last scholarship that's out there. So
what was that like? What was that feeling like?
It was a good feeling, but it's like, couldn't you give me a month ago? Or let me know earlier? But obviously it was a good feeling, and from then I didn't look back, and I just pushed forward, and I happened to be the first person in the youth team getting called up to the first team and training with them on a regular basis, and kind of the only one that really broke through, really. So I think it was a blessing in disguise, and made me hungrier and want to go that extra step and prove people wrong.
Do you think that it's interesting? Do you think the being released and your, I wouldn't say falling out of love, you didn't say that, but sort of getting a little bit dismayed by football in general has helped you to get to where you are now?
Yeah, I think being so young, you don't really you don't fall out of love of the game. You just kind of think I'll go play football elsewhere, with my friends, not knowing that playing with your friends isn't going to get you to the next level kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think you don't realize just because this person doesn't want you doesn't mean this person doesn't want you. You don't really get to understand them things until obviously I'm a lot older now, and I realize that. And it's getting a second chance, you don't want to have the same feeling you had before. No. So it's you got to keep working hard and take the extra step and do what others aren't doing. And I felt like I did do that, and it's paying off.
Do your friends, your social group, they still play?
Nah, not at top level. They just play for like local teams and that.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I meant. They play just like grassroots football.
Yeah,
Do you go and watch them play?
To be fair, I've actually been to one of my friends' games, and we're honest with each other. He don't like me saying it, but if he's to be fair, if I've played rubbish, he'll say I've played rubbish. If he's played rubbish, I'll say he's played rubbish. And there was a game I went to, and he didn't do the best, but I told him, and then he kind of took it on board. But he can't wait to batter me when I miss a chance. So it's like that.
If it didn't take off, or you at the Leicester moment you thought, you know what, sod football, I just want to play for fun now, where would Ivan Toney be now in terms of like, did you have anything else you was looking to do when you were older, or was it always sort of like, I want to be a footballer?
I think I was into acting at school. Okay. I liked acting, and also for some reason I wanted to be a fireman.
Yeah, we all did that. That's normal, mate. Don't worry.
Nah, I just felt like obviously being like a hero and like going into like a place and saving someone's life or things like that.
Smith.
What's that?
Superman. Talking about heroes. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I'm not going to have to paint you now and put you in with a pair of glasses like Christopher Reeve. Sorry.
He's really good at painting. He's a good artist. What was you like at art in school? Was it your thing?
Nah, I kind of missed that one out.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
Nah, I wanted to. Yeah, I was decent actually.
Oh dear.
I haven't got the patience. Like, you know, when you go out of the line, I'll just lose my head and think, you know what, the whole drawing's scrapped now because I've gone out the line, and I'll try and make it a bit bigger, then it'll just go bigger and bigger and just nah.
Very honest. I tell you what, it'll be worth something. Even those abstract drawings will be worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write your name in the bottom.
I've got a question for you then. So you go and see your mate play.
Yeah.
He had an indifferent game.
Beast.
He had a beast, right?
Yeah.
Did he play for a team, or was it just like a group of mates playing on a?
No, it was Sunday league, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to because my son plays Sunday league grassroots, which is basically they hire out a pitch and they all just meet there next to a few other pitches.
No, it's actually a league.
They got a stadium.
Yeah.
Did you have any food?
No, it's not that kind of stadium.
Oh, they didn't have fish and chips or chips or pie.
Oh, yeah, they did, but me personally, I don't like to eat at them places. My belly goes funny the next day, so.
Smiv. What can we say about this?
Well, I think we're done now. That's my whole segment gone, isn't it? Nightmare. What I was going to ask was, in terms of that journey for you, obviously that was your journey. There's lots of different journeys for players to sort of get into the game. Do you think it's harder to become a professional football now than it used to be back in the day, or do you think it's getting better? There's more opportunities. What's your thoughts?
I think it's a lot more. Yeah, I think now it's a lot more hard work. Where like before, personally, I feel like it was based on talent. Like obviously, talent can only take you so far, but now it's like you have to be a very hard worker to be like getting somewhere and doing something in a team.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what kind of I was relying on, my talent to get me so far. Which is probably fair enough why Leicester let me go, because obviously I could left, right foot, I could pick out a pass, I could do this, do that, but to run the extra yard, I'd be like sluggish, like, oh, he'll probably do that, he'd get back in there, he'd do this. But at 12 or 13, you think, yeah, I don't really need to do it, it's not that serious right now.
Yeah.
But we're not knowing the knock-on effects. Whereas now, I feel like, yeah, hard work. It goes hard work, then talent. Obviously, talent does help, but you have to want to work hard and be a hard worker. So they kind of like switch roles. I feel like anyway. Like before it was talent, then work hard. Now it's work hard and then talent comes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and obviously you went to following Northampton. You went to Newcastle. Didn't really get the chance. Do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I did really get my chance.
Who was the gaffer there when you was?
Stephen McLaren brought me in.
Right.
And then it was rough. I was on loan a few times, and then Rafa Benitez come in, and at the time he kind of like So how it's set up is like the top end would be first team reserves, and the bottom end would be like 18s and below.
Okay.
So I was injured. I was injured at the time when he come in, and he kind of like sacked all the injured people off to go to the bottom. Because this when I was fighting to stay in the Premier League. He kind of sacked all like the injured people off and the reserves off, so it's just the first team on the site at the top. So we didn't really get like to get involved and be around them. So then it was kind of like when they did stay up, the next season was just like, all right, well this is what team helped like kept us in the Premier League. Yeah. We want to keep this team and then build on top. So they didn't really want to bring the youngsters through. Yeah. So it's kind of like that.
But that's, I guess that's where Brentford's setup's pretty good, because from what I've read, the B team that they've got there, they mimic what it is like to be at the top, which is crazy. Like when you read it, it makes sense. So like a player that might be in this B team that not necessarily at the Premier League or Championship level, they're still going through the routines and going through the preparation. So they'll have European nights. They'll go and play people like they'll go and play Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. David, do you know that? It's mad.
No. I mean, it's an interesting model. I know we were talking about it before Ivan came on, and kind of as new as it is, it sounds very similar to what the old system was like, in the sense that you had a first team and a reserve team rather than a first team squad, under 23s, which could be massive, and then a youth team as well. It was just like 60 players on a book, I think some of these clubs have got, if not more. Whereas if you've only got essentially two teams, the competition is smaller, but it's more intense, I would argue. So it's interesting model.
You mentioned obviously before the jump between like domestic football and then international. It's just like you can feel there's a difference there.
Ivan, have you done any acting?
Acting? No, I actually haven't. But at the end of my...
You said you were going to do acting, and because we did introduce at the beginning of this chat that the Liverpool-Tottenham game was on, and you haven't made any reference whatsoever.
Because Liverpool are winning 1-0.
We agreed. We agreed that we wouldn't mention this.
No, you might have agreed not to say anything about it because you're a Tottenham fan. Just thought I'd just chuck that in there because you've just been so really cool.
Calm and collective. Scoreline speaks for itself, you know.
Exactly.
I saw it, and I feel like I've got an acting career ahead of me because I didn't.
No, I could tell. That's why I had to look at the score because something was going on with Smiv. It was
I'm sure if it was the other way around, he would have said something.
I'd be like, oh, so anyway. But David, you mentioned that obviously the gulf between domestic and international. I'm just thinking like for a youth player, like under 18s or reserve, suddenly being thrown into the first team because you've shown a little bit of something. Is that a big difference? Like obviously you was there at Newcastle. Did you play a few minutes in the Premier League here and there?
I'll come on a few games.
So you got thrown in, but do you feel like, I don't know, like the setup, do you think it kind of gave you the right preparation to just go straight into it, or do you feel that things could have maybe been better for you as an individual? I
think the games I kind of come on in was like it was a Chelsea game. We was I think we was losing. Actually, no, it was winning 3-2. It's kind of like just chase lost causes, really. Right. So, and there was a United game I come on. It was just like was drawing 3-3, and like there was putting us under pressure. So it's just once they clear it, I just got to chase it down, kind of thing. So I can't really express myself in like that kind of sense.
You don't get a chance to show off what you can do, rather than just like full energy.
Yeah, so it's just and fresh energy on the pitch. Chase lost courses. It was one of them ones.
Managers looking down the bench, going, "Who can run the quickest?"
That's pretty much it.
Well, you put yourself in the relay team, so that's what you let yourself.
Yeah, I think that's why he stuck me on. No, it's just like games like that. I was coming on, and it was like 10 minutes left, 15 minutes left. I couldn't really, especially when you got teams peppering you. You just gotta stay parked up. When you get the ball at your feet, you got like 2-3 men around you. So it's just like
that must be
crazy.
Because I look at games where subs come on with like 2 minutes, 1 minute to go. Is that frustrating from a player's point of view, or are you're rather than thinking of it as an individual, you're thinking more about the team and you're just there to do your job, whether it's 1 minute or 90?
I think you can't show your frustration. Obviously, everyone's going to be frustrated that they're not starting or coming on for 2 minutes, but you can't show that. Like, it's a team sport. Like, I know you want to be playing longer, and also you have to kind of play the game. Like, if the manager sees you annoyed or whatever that you're coming on frustrated, he's not going to put you on again. He sees that you're kind of being a selfish player and playing for yourself. So he's not going to want to be putting you on, let's say, 10 minutes left because you're going to try and do something just for you to prove kind of thing. So I think in that kind of sense, like, personally, if I come on with 2 minutes, obviously I'm going to be annoyed, but you're on the pitch, you have to do a job now. So take the frustration out of your head and just get on with it.
Crack on, yeah.
Yeah, but you got minutes in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm grateful for that.
You got minutes in it. I mean, the thing is, Smiv, unfortunately for you, your career was your budding career was curtailed in just as you hit 30. Just, the potential of your budding career was, but the amount of people who I meet and they literally say, I'd give my right arm to play in for the Premier League, my right leg, and I think, why would you give your leg to play football? Because if you didn't have a leg, you wouldn't be able to play in the Premier League. It's like one of those mad things. But yeah, and you've done it, and I don't think I know the answer, but it's made you more hungry, no?
Yeah, 100%. Like, no disrespect to the players there now, but I look at them, I think, I'm better than some of these strikers. I feel like I can fit into this team. Like, I watch teams and think, I can fit into this team.
I can head it higher than you can.
Yeah, I could, things like that. But obviously I'm privileged to be part of the ones that have played in the Premier League, and it just made me hungry to get back there and be an established Premier League striker.
Yeah, definitely. You played a few Premier Leagues teams this season, obviously in the cups. You played my team, obviously Tottenham. Got a goal, but that was chalked off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're not used to the VAR system, are you? Was that obviously you thought, yep, done it?
Everything. Yeah, to be fair, everything in the back of my mind, I just knew like something's gonna pop up with this VAR. Like, even if you score a worldie from outside the box, something might pop up that's, I don't know, someone's in the keeper's eye line or that's offside. So you can't celebrate until the ref celebrates until he runs off. So. It's one of them ones.
The ref celebrate. What is this? Because you were like really pally with the ref? Go on, Ive. Yeah, good lad. I like him.
If the ref sprints off, it's a goal because you don't want no one chasing him saying, "Oh, it should be offside." If he walks slowly, you kind of know what's going on. But
I see so many clips. Was it Mike Dean's a Spurs fan? Like, if you want, like, someone put a compilation together every time the Spurs goal went in and he was refereeing, he'd run off, but. He'd point to the centre circle, but it looked like he had his hand in the air, sort of celebrating.
Yeah, I see it.
It's funny stuff. How was it? I mean, is there we talk about jump ups, playing the Premier League against Premier League defenders. Was it much different to the Championship? Did you feel there was a more aggression, more strength, or you feel that you settled in quite well with that?
What in the Championship? This is.
No, obviously, as I say, you played a few.
The Premier League teams.
Year,
okay,
the defenders that you was coming up against. Was that a big jump up for you, or obviously you can jump higher?
In terms of quality on the ball, I feel like
you could see it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. Like,
was it quicker?
And like just little things like the slick passing, like to one another. It's like punched in, take a touch, look up, and they can play. Whereas in the Champ, it's punched in, but sometimes it be bobbling, sometimes it just be behind them. Like, just the little things, tiny things, but it'll give you a chance to like close him down quicker in the Championship. Whereas in the Prem, he'll pass it, you try and close that one down, pass it straight back, and then it's like gone so quick that they dribble past you and they can just pick out a pass to like the left back that's playing as a left winger or the right back that's playing as a right winger. So it's a lot different, but I feel like I'm ready for the challenge, and I can't wait to be playing against Premier League opposition.
With Brentford, obviously.
With Brentford, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Who's the toughest defender you've come up against this season? Who's given you a?
Good question. Well, but you see, you got the Premier League team. Obviously, Sanchez was good. He's strong. But you got
Davison Sanchez, was it? Or?
What's that? Sorry.
Davison Sanchez, was it?
Yeah. Him.
Yeah.
Trying to think in the Championship who's kind of bullied me. I don't really get bullied in the games. So I can't really. To be fair, there's a centre back. Obviously, we played Swansea the other night. He didn't bully me in this game, but I think it's Guhi or something.
Okay.
He's on loan from Chelsea. He's strong. He's like, if he puts his arms out like to grab you, then you're not going nowhere.
It's game over.
Yeah, so you just can't let him put his arms out. But yeah, he was a good centre back. That's I'd say the pairing at Wickham.
Yeah.
When we first played in the beginning of the season, Stuart and Charles. Them two as a pairing, they're good, and they give me a good game. I like a challenge against them too.
So when you've got again, because obviously Brentford renowned for their stat stuff. I mean, with regards to the video analysis, do you get the file on your opponents before the game? Do you have to do all the study? Do you get a chance to go out on the training field and, for example, if one defender is more sort of hands-on physical, whereas one might be more quick and pacey, do you get a chance to sort of prepare yourself for the opposition in that sense?
I think, we get sent videos and we watch clips on the opponents we're going to be up against, but I kind of do that on my own back anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll watch clips, and if it's someone I don't know or haven't played against, I'll watch clips of them. And if it's obviously someone I've played against, then I'll know how they are. I know what they're good at and what they're not so good at. So I'll just play to that. And if it's one centre half's quicker than the other, I'll go on the slow one and like things like that. And you just kind of do it yourself, really. It's not so much people sending you stuff. They can only send you so much, but you have to go on your own back and just pick up other little things to help you in your game. Yeah,
no, I hear you. How's the new ground at Brentford? What's that like? Because obviously we haven't had the pleasure of going there yet, but you want to experience it with fans, of course.
Yeah, it needs to be with fans. It's a lonely place without fans at the moment, but but yeah, no, it's a nice ground. It's obviously the fact that they've put money into it and made a new ground. You can see it's like they have potential to be in the Premier League, and that's where they want to be. And it is Premier League standard. Obviously, with fans, it'll be a lot better feeling. But
did you ever play at Griffin Park?
No, I actually never played there. Isn't there pubs in the corners or something?
Yeah. That was a lovely little. Did you ever play there, David?
Well, funny you should say that. Yeah, we won the FA Youth Cup semi-final there.
Way back when.
You asked a question. The stadium's older than I am, so there was a chance. Yeah, I played there a few times. I think I might have even played there for Bournemouth a few years ago. But the new one looks. Yeah. It does look worth visiting.
Yeah, looking forward to going down.
Just imagine Newcastle versus Brentford next season.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I've been saying, what, Newcastle are going to stay up?
No comment. Well, we played them already and we beat them, so...
We're going to move on to something called Football Freeze. You can only keep free football items from your career, so things that you might have picked up, whether it be trophies or shirts that you might have swapped or anything like that.
Nice. So it's got to be a hat-trick ball, match ball.
Cool.
Scoring a hat-trick, you got to keep them.
Yep.
How many hat-trick balls you got?
Well, I've got 2 here at the moment. And
That's 2 of your 3 items. Just remember that.
I'll keep the first one. My first ever hat trick. I'll keep that one.
You could, in saying that, you could put them both in one display cabinet and then take them both.
I'll put them all into one.
There you go. So that's what all the balls take care of.
Yeah, the match balls. Also with the golden boot. Okay. That was a big achievement for myself because that's something I set out to do, and I managed to get that. So that was good. And what else can it be? Do you say?
It could be anything, like any items from your career that you might have picked up. So footballs, any physical items. Have you swapped shirts with anyone?
Yeah, I don't really like to swap shirts because it's like if we've lost, it's like how dare you go pick up tops? You've lost the game. You don't want to get their top. Whereas if they've lost, you don't really want to go up to them and say, "Can I have your top?" Whilst we've just beat you, can I have your top? It's kind of like one of them ones. But I did swap tops with Son the other game.
Nice.
Like which is funny enough, because I asked him for his top, and then he asked for mine. So I was thinking, why would he want mine? But yeah, nice. I was kind of buzzing with that.
Maybe he's trying to anchor a move. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I think I'll do quite well to get above Harry Kane, eh?
Hey, yeah. Well, if you can get anywhere near. This one is fairly similar because it's not items, but it says you can keep 3 football memories. So let's say over your career in football so far, you've got all these memories in your head. Your brain's been wiped, but you can remember 3 things that have happened in your career. What's the best 3 moments? I guess. Ivan,
you got to put yourself in Smivy's world now. You're sat somewhere outside your house with the match balls and these little 3 items and a phone with 3 numbers on it, and you can only remember 3 things.
It's tough. I feel like the memories and the items they kind of cross over, don't they?
Yeah, it's like your own private Lost. It's go away.
It's funny actually. I'm just thinking now. Your brain's been wiped. What are these balls? But I can remember something about football. Yeah, we'll take that out for the next
one. I'd say it has to be scoring on my full league debut.
Who was that against?
Dagenham Redbridge.
Yeah.
That was when I scored. I scored 2 that game. A overhead kick and then a header.
A header.
3-1.
Yeah. It was a must-win game as well. If we lost that game, we would have got relegated. So.
Wow. Okay.
That was a big moment for me, and that's what kind of started my career really. So that's got to be up there with one of the moments. Also, it has to be scoring a hat trick. Scoring a hat trick's got to be there as well, because
to obviously understand what those 3 balls are.
Yeah, my missus was pregnant at the time, and it was kind of a surprise to tell my dad, like, obviously I was going to get the ball and do the celebration, which I did do. And then after, he was kind of like, wait, what's he done that for? And like, then after we explained, and he was like, and everyone was so happy.
Nice.
So that was there. And I'd say there was a goal I scored at Portsmouth. It was a few days after I lost one of my good friends. Right. And I got, like, obviously I got a top with his face on it. And I said, right, I'm scoring Saturday, and I'm gonna obviously show the top. And then people was like, you have to score, make sure you score. I was like, yes, listen, I'm 110% scoring, and I scored a header. And then I got my chance to show the top, which we ended up winning that game. So
it's nice, man. It's nice.
Good feeling.
I don't know if you saw, because obviously you're probably inundated on Twitter with all the notifications popping up all the time. But I tweeted, I included you. Don't know if you saw me, but if you want to follow back, you're more than welcome. Thank you.
Yep, no worries.
We asked a few people, send in your questions. I think we've touched on this already. How's it? What was it? Lawrence said, "How's it been settling in at Brentford when you haven't had a proper chance to connect with the fans?" I guess that's the key thing, isn't it? You haven't really been there with the fans yet.
Yeah, no, not really. But obviously, we can't wait until the fans are back in, and when they are, then I would like to interact with them all.
Yeah.
Because obviously the fans are what make football that little bit more exciting, you know. We can't wait to. Everyone can't wait to have them back.
Absolutely. No, we can't wait to get back in. But then Marcus Price says, what team did Ivan support when growing up? We've established that, Liverpool. But he also says, who was his idol in that team growing up?
Oh, good question. It has to be Steven Gerrard.
Stevie G.
Yeah, Gerrard. Even though I was a striker and he was a centre mid, I just always pretend I'd be him.
And he scored from outside the box.
Yeah. That like them days. I used to shoot from halfway line.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's probably why.
You just need to find your inner Stevie again. Just like, there we go. Okay, and then we've got Matt Wooden said, who would be the dream striker to play up top with at the moment?
Ooh, good question. Dream striker to play up top with.
We'll go classic 4-4-2, and leading the line for Brentford today. It's maybe Brentford might not be able to sign your dream striker, but
I'd say I want to go with a striker that's not too selfish, because if he's 1-on-1, I know he's gonna square it to me, so that's what I'm thinking of.
You want Harry Kane? It's got to be Harry Kane. I mean, he's top assists. He's got 12 assists this season.
He is, but if he's in front of goal, he's not squaring it for me to get a little tap in, is he?
Harry Kane, the England's #1 striker, has got 12 assists. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, but he's not a striker to be like. I'm a striker. If I'm 1-on-1, and there's a player right to my right, I'm tapping it to him to get a tap in. Whereas Harry Kane, I know for a fact he's not going to do that.
Well, now that you've said this, and this is going to go live, then any goalkeeper knows if you're 1-on-1, he's going for the other guy. So your next keeper you'll see 1-on-1, he's going to jump out and go for someone else. You're just going to.
I'll just dummy it, and then I'll just get a little tap in.
But then there's this thing, isn't there, with obviously the England in the World Cup, Kane should have squared it to Sterling. I think it would have been offside anyway as they looked at it. But obviously, when you're playing for England and you're up top, you might find you'll have second thoughts, and he will square it to you. So it can happen, man. So, but yeah, if it's not Harry Kane, who are we saying? Who's your dream striker? Anywhere in the world.
Firmino.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's not a selfish striker. He'll want to do the extra pass. Only if De Bruyne was a striker, it would be perfect, but he's not. But
would you say you're a selfish striker?
No, far from.
No?
Far from. People tell me I should be more selfish.
Yeah. You might have more than 16 goals if that weren't the case.
Yeah, I think that would be the case, but I'm sitting on 16.
Yeah. I've got a question for you. I'll tweet it to you now. So when you're growing up, Stevie G's your idol. Were you Stevie G?
Yeah, I was Stevie G all over.
You'd say to your mates, I'm Stevie G.
Yeah, I'll take a shot and see Steven Gerrard.
Oh, mate, I love that.
Who was you, David?
I was Bruce Grobbler.
Wow. Is that a keeper?
Is that
a keeper?
Yeah, it was a keeper. Yeah, because
kids, these kids, they don't know.
So you go for a catch and shout Steve Gobbler.
Bruce Grobbler. No,
Bruce.
So I'll just go quickly through a little bit. So I'm a Luton Town fan, and I used to, which is slightly ironic, because talking about 3 things you might keep, because I was never asked a question. I've got a Watford scarf here. Anyway, from when I was a kid. So Luton Town fan, and I went to see Luton versus Liverpool. And Bruce Grobbler was in goal, and he ran out and caught a corner on the penalty spot. And I was just like, wow, what did he just do? And because I could do high jump, I was like, I could do that. And then that was it. My career took a completely different path, because I started coming out, trying to catch crosses. Not always successful. Not always successful, as we said. But I was Bruce, man. And I don't know if you... Right, Did you start doing any Stevie G mannerisms? Does that make sense? Did you? I don't know. Maybe you know.
To be fair, I did at one stage, and I got battered for it. Like, Steven Gerrard, like, is proper correct. Like, he's got his top tucked in his shorts,
Yeah.
He's got his like socks up right to his knee and folded down perfect, like proper like.
Oh, you studied him, man.
Yeah. I think I done that one game and everyone was like, "What are you doing? That's far from you."
Oh, Smiv, this is gold. This is gold.
I'm just like, what? This is
gold.
This Steven Gerrard looks. I was like, yeah, but you look like a, yeah. So I think after a day or two, I kind of changed it up and just went with like the Thierry Henry socks over the knees and just tucked it up the front a little bit and just left a bit hanging. So yeah,
Thierry Henry, that could be your. I know he's obviously not playing now, but I'm assuming he's retired. But Thierry Henry, what about him as a partner?
Yeah, then again, I still think he's a bit selfish.
Oh wow, Smiv, you got to edit that.
Oh,
Smiv will have that on loop. He'll have that on loop because he's obviously.
There's a lot of selfish strikers. You'll be surprised.
You've got to be, though, haven't you? To a certain degree, you've got to be. But just listening to you two guys talk about your like who you might be mimicking, I can tell where my career went wrong because I used to pretend to be Jose Dominguez, and you wouldn't even know who that was because he had a very short spell in the English game for Tottenham.
I've heard that name.
I've heard that name as
Dominguez,
well.
yeah. It was your era, David, but I'm surprised you've heard of him.
Hey, I'll let you into a little secret. And it was interesting listen to Ivan. There you go. And you were trying to remember some names. I would be in the line out in a tunnel, and I wouldn't know who I was playing against.
Really?
I didn't watch the game.
Players wise?
Yeah, I didn't watch football. I was just like, well, we played Tottenham on Saturday, and it'd be like I know one or two of the players, and I'd be like, and because they had the names on the back of the shirts, it's like, oh, that's the thing. All right, cool. In between sniffing the ball, of course.
Yeah. After you've sniffed the ball, you.
Oh, that's who he is. Okay.
That clip's that's the funniest clip.
Oh,
decent, yeah. No, I'm glad we covered that. Actually, that's.
I'm just imagining you now. I think. Did you put the walk on as well when you had your shirt tucked in?
Yeah. You have to do everything, even when you're finishing. Instead of just passing it normal, you got to do the little finesse.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's decent. Well, before we wrap things up, I've got a favour to ask, Ivan, because I know we've been mentioning celebrations now and again. You like a celebration here and there. I'm gonna on behalf of Utilita, if it's possible, next time you bang a goal in, whether it be with the head, left or right, can we between us get a celebration in? Can you do it next time you score?
Well, yeah. Well, what is it?
Depends what it is,
want?
obviously. Well, we were trying to think because obviously Utilita are energy and everything like that. We were trying to think of something, but I just couldn't think. So in the end, I thought we'll look at your career, we'll look at Brentford as a club, and you are climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
So if we get some sort of climbing the ladder, can we get that? Do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, I haven't scored in about 6 games, but when I do score, that'll be my next celebration.
You promise?
Promise. Climbing the ladder, yeah?
We need to see it. Go on, just give us a little.
Just a little.
That's
right.
Nice. That's nice.
I mean, is that? Yeah. That's how I'd climb a ladder anyway. But
yeah.
Don't get confused with what we've been talking about today, and tuck your shirt in, pull your socks up, and start walking.
Just like. Decent. Well, Ivan, honestly, thank you so much for your time. It's been brilliant. We'll just check in with it. Oh my God, it's 3-1.
Oh, what's 3-1? Smiv, what's 3-1?
It's 3-1.
Yeah.
Oh, talking to people who haven't scored for a while, Sadio Mane.
And on that note, my earpods have run out as well. So I'm going to it was like all that happened at once.
Oh, were we all putting headphones on?
Nice.
Yeah, we're just joining Ivan just as we see this out.
Yeah, finished. Mane. What's the centre back doing, by the way? Just tapping it in for him.
I'm not watching.
Oh.
I can't hear you now. So
I don't want to watch, but yeah, Ivan, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. All the best for the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll be seeing you as a Premier League striker next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the plan.
That's it, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Do you know what? I can't wait to do some commentary on you.
Yeah.
Just
soon.
Oh, we were
watching his goals, 66 goals.
You know, I know what that celebration's for. Stevie G.
Yeah. Yeah.
And rumours about him saying that Thierry Henry was selfish, never passes to anyone, aren't true.
Questionable.
Yeah. Ivan, thanks very much, man. That was
that was good. Thank you so much. Before we wrap things up, I've got a favour to ask, Ivan, because I know we've been mentioning celebrations now and again. You like a celebration here and there. I'm gonna, on behalf of Utilita, if it's possible, next time you bang a goal in, whether it be with the head, left or right, can we, between us, get a celebration in? Can you do it next time you score?
Well, yeah. Well, what is it?
Depends what it
do
is,
you want?
obviously. Well, we were trying to think, because obviously Utilita are energy and everything like that. We were trying to think of something, but I just couldn't think. So in the end, I thought we'll look at your career, we'll look at Brentford as a club, and you are climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
So if we get some sort of climbing the ladder, can we get that, do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, when I do score, that'll be my next celebration.
You promise?
Promise. Climbing the ladder, yeah?
We need to see it. Go on, just give us a little...
That's right,
nice. That's nice.
Ivan Toney gives the keeper the eyes, and he gives Brentford their 4th goal of the afternoon. 18 for the season for Ivan Toney.